You found the Live Local Marketing Podcast, where business owners share their knowledge about what's working in the market today. No fluff, just their experiences and stories from people who are making it happen. And if authentic, practical marketing resonates with you, be sure to visit livelocalwarmmarketing.com and learn to grow your business on warm marketing referrals. Now, on to the show. Welcome. Thanks for joining us here again today. We're at Live Local Warm Marketing Podcast, and we're with Asnani, and he's wearing a Nope shirt. Sir, how are we feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty well. I think we are almost at the end of the day. I'm just changing dates here at 6 a.m. Yeah, so about to crash after just after this.
Just crash right after this. We'll get you in and out of here. No worries. We'll poke your brain, get all the good stuff out of there, and then we'll get you on your way. So he leads community at GrowthSchool, and he's been in the space for over 7 years. In today's world, he runs a successful startup. It's not just about a great product. It's about creating community that champions your vision. His website's got a lot of great classes, which I'm sure he'll talk about here. Are you ready to go? Start with the questions?
Perfect. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Talk to us about, as an entrepreneur, your first win.
Our first win was basically when we launched one of the workshops where we helped people generate leads through LinkedIn. And in about just 2 or 3 months' time, people generated leads through LinkedIn, but also through our community, just talking to each other. And somebody was able to make an upwards of 50K USD in about 6 months of time, just to talking and answering people in community. So that sort of was a lot of value.
How long ago was that? Because now I see so much saturation in those DMs and all those spaces. Was this a while ago, or is it something that you've been done recently? Because it used to work, but I don't know if it works as much now.
Yeah, so it's a mix of both, right? Largely, we used to see this happening on our private spaces on Discord. This was back in about 2022.
Okay.
Right now, there are very curated cohorts on WhatsApp groups, and we still see that happening. I mean, one of the recent example I can tell you is that we have a program where we help D2C, direct-to-consumer startups help go from 0 to 1. And there are people always collaborating on the partnership, the vendor contacts, and just save a lot of money through that.
So when you have a system like the LinkedIn and you through Discord, you move the WhatsApp, are the systems similar and you just swapping platforms? You use like the same kind of formulas to do it? Like you see some trends and some patterns in people's behaviors?
Yes, that's actually correct. We have the patterns are exactly the same, just the platform is what shifts, because in COVID times, it was more of people were open to explore multiple platforms. They had time. Today, they don't. They're available on WhatsApp or Apple Spaces, whatever that communities are. So we tap onto or Slack workspaces, for example. People use it already. We just be there sort of to help them connect with people across the board.
Okay, that makes complete sense. So, all right, so moving along, talk to us about your best habit as an entrepreneur.
Best habit as an entrepreneur is to just focus on the next thing. For example, you might have heard Roger Federer say that, he always plays the ball as this is the first hit. And that's what we try to do. We don't try to keep a lot of baggage in our head that, this is what has worked and what has not worked. We definitely look at a lot of data to take decisions, but we don't sort of burden ourselves into, a baggage of a lot of things that we have not worked. We keep on trying, experimenting, and that's a constant process. So we never shy away from trying something new, even if it's stupid, just to see how it will perform. And we always give it a try before judging something and have data for it.
So when you make something new and you said it may or may not work, how much time do you usually give it? Or does that depend on how much time you're putting into it reflect how much time you give it to work?
I think most of the experiments that we try to conclude it in a week's time. For example, and we are very quick in that terms. For example, if I'm thinking about an idea right now, I see what's the next opportunity to do it, and more often than not, it is less than 3 days. For example, if I'm trying to increase retention on a workshop, there's a workshop coming in the next 3 days, and I would try that exactly on that. And before that, I'll just try to pull in our systems and patterns and see where it fits the best, and change only one thing at a time so we can track if that change that we made actually impacted the outcome. And if it does, we keep on. That's basically part of the SOP. If it doesn't work, we try the next thing next time.
So you're grabbing lots of data. Most of your decisions are data-based, and you're even collecting people's actions and reactions and so forth, mostly through data.
Correct. That's true.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. So talk to us about something that you wish people knew was true about marketing. A quick break before we get to that next answer, because I know that answer is going to be brilliant, which is why I chose this moment to interrupt. If you love what you're seeing and you want to run your business off of warm marketing referrals, visit our website, livelocalwarmmarketing.com. It's got valuable resources, office hours, memberships, the book, an array of resources to help you get rid of cold calls, cold leads, door knocking, and run a business you can be proud of through referrals and warm marketing. Now, back to the show.
Something that I wish people knew was true about marketing.
Yeah. So if they believe certain things, you're like, I wish you knew the truth about what marketing really was, and here's what the truth would be.
I think I think if I have to go slightly technical, people would know this cost per lead, or cost per whatever that is. It always can be lower than you think. There's always an opportunity to bring that down. There's always a growth hack or an opportunity or that creative angle, the hook that you put in. There's always an opportunity. Even if Facebook tells you, oh, you have been running the business for 2 years and this has got to be 5x of the product price, but it's always a place where you can get it down and run your ads profitably to begin with.
Do you do a lot of like A/B testing, like just tons of like tweaking the words and messing around with it? Do you do a lot of that stuff in your business?
Definitely. I think for every angle that we test, we do A/B testing first of all, and also not only one platform. We sort of try on all the platforms possible. For example, there are multiple spaces on Google has inventory of a lot of. For example, Google has blogs. Google has search. We try multiple places where to see which message will fit what medium and what space, and try to A/B test and see how far we can go with it. So at any given point of time, we have at least 3 to 4 spaces where it's working the best. And there are 4 places where we are always experimenting. For example, if Google today is working very well, but we have Instagram that's not giving the CPL that we would need. So Instagram is always on iteration and until it sort of hits the stabilization point so that we can see one more channel where we can get to it. And sort of that's basically how we do it. 80% stability, 20% is experimentation on new platform.
How much? All right. So you across the world too, like there's lots of language variations. Do you ever have any difficulties with translations and so forth? I mean, AI will help probably a little bit, but I mean, there's some hiccups and stuff with language across all the different spectrums.
There is, I think, more than language, we focus on how we word our sentences, because most of the things we do, that is in English. In some parts of the world, the active sentence would work the best. In some parts of the world, the passive statement would work best. So we try to do that a lot. Yes.
That's interesting. That is interesting stuff. All right. So talk to us about the things that you still handle personally versus the things you pass off to your team.
Perfect. So I think I'll take you through a journey of what I used to do and what I do today. For example, even today, I still am responsible, or I make sure to talk to our customers who interact with us almost on a weekly basis. At least if we have 100 customers, I talk to at least 15 of them or 10 of them to make sure I'm below the ground. So I understand what's happening and how people are reacting, and I can take actions based on that. Now, what I sort of deploy or delegate to my team is when I understand some patterns as to what's working and what's not working, I sort of take it to my team and say, okay, this is what my findings are. You do your own research on top of this and try to either better it or solve for it. And I have already a few ideas we brainstorm together. And once we come to a solution or sort of the next steps, that's when the team takes over and sort of works on this. For example, if I'm talking to 10 people and I come to know that, oh, certain thing that we did not work and people are not happy about it, it means there may be out of 100, 25 more people. So let's talk to all of them who fit that description and see what they feel and sort of try to sort of fix that before it even sort of becomes a big deal. Or if something's working, can we take that and apply to another cohort or a spectrum of people where it can sort of add more value? And so basically spreading the knowledge faster across the cohorts of the programs or the things we do, and minimizing anything that doesn't work. Or, for example, we do a lot of testing and sometimes it doesn't work at all. And people are not happy about it. So we just try to minimize that.
You are, I can tell, maximizing efficiency. Like that's your thing. when you get together with your groups and your teams, and how do you communicate? Do you guys sit down and do like team meetings in person? Are you doing it on Slack? Are you doing it text message? Like, what is the most efficient way to get updates with your team?
I think the very first thing that we get aligned on is what are we supposed to do this week? What are the
Okay.
top 5 tasks? Not 500 things that you're going to do along with it, but what are the
That's
top
good.
5 tasks that you need to get done? And then every day in the morning, you sit for about 15 minutes and see what's the progress and where's the blocker. Uh, and if there is something that we can do about it, for example, if I'm launching a new funnel and there's marketing team who sort of is waiting on creatives from creative team, can we create our own creatives through help of GPT or other AI tools and see if that can work till the time the other team ships out and we can sort of get it in the motion? So that's basically how we do it. And updates is basically we try to have at least just one catch up a day to
Okay.
understand what happened the last day and what's going to happen this day, and any blockers that we foresee. For example, I already know because I already know that if my team member is going to work with, let's say, the product team, I already know what the pipeline of product team is, and they would say no if we do this. So can I already have a conversation and see if this can fit in, or can we, spin up a whole version of ourselves and see if that can sustain till the time we get product to agree on and ship it. So that's basically how it is.
The communication, that's excellent. I mean, that's the only way you're getting these things done so quickly. You're turning over in ABs and you're doing stuff within weeks. The communications just has to be amazing on in your teams. It's got to be. It's impressive. All right, so let's talk about budgeting. So if let's say a small business comes to you and say, "Hey, listen, I only have a certain number of budget right now. What things should I be doing to get my business to that next level where we can start talking about spending more on things? What is your best ROI as a startup?"
I think that before you even get to spending, I think the precursor to that is you should have a great product and people talking about it. People talking they may not be talking about on socials or anywhere, but the satisfaction score should be above 9 out of 10, if that is. And that's when the budget comes in. And I think the first step to do is how can we push out consumer studies, case studies that
Oh,
XYZ
good.
person used, and that's basically what happened. And then you take that and you run the ad to specific that kind of audience, even if the number of people is very less in terms of audience size, but you will get the most high audience and warm enough leads there. At the same time, if you don't have budget, try to see if you, before even you sort of consider ads, see if you can build incentivization mechanism where people who are already
Good.
coming towards you can get you people into their own ecosystem. For example, if I am using a painkiller for let's say if I have some disease, or let's say my foot is not well and want to fix it, there would be someone in my network, or at least 5 6 people who would have faced that problem before here. Or if my foot is not well, maybe I go to a gym and that's where it happened, so there are 20 more people in the gym. And if I recommend them to also use it when they face, if it's a repetitive thing, it's basically easier and my cost to acquire them is much lower, and I'm getting the right audience who would actually buy my product. So I think referral marketing, incentivization, drawing up these slight gamification tactics might help more than considering to spend on a ad.
That's really good. That's excellent. All right, let's talk about some of the things you don't do anymore. Let's talk about a strategy that you're like, this doesn't work. The ROI is crap. Don't do this anymore. It's a waste of time.
So a few things that we don't do anymore is complicating things, or when we teach, not
That's
including a
good.
lot of jargons or technicalities. For example, uh, and not I mean, as simple as if we are communicating with someone, then let's say there's a workshop going on and we talk about, okay, this is how LLMs act as a judge and this is how they generate a response. That's not what we do. Okay, this is what ChatGPT model 5.2 is. This is greater X, and these are the kind of tasks you can do. And once you give it, this is what will happen. That's it. How exactly? How can we explain a 5-year-old in a simple way and still make it
That's
sense
good.
for it? Basically, what we try to follow in communication with customers, no matter how old they are, and the kind of any kind of initiatives that we take internally, also as a team.
So simplifying the word. So I'm sure you've even mentioned it. You use AI quite a bit, right? So it can. How often do you just let it run its thing, and how often are you looking through the words and correcting it? Like, is it a 50-50 type of relationship where you're grabbing half of what they say and fixing the other half, or are you changing a lot of the things that they say based on your A/B test results? Like, how does that look on your end, and how often are you using the AI?
So we often, I think it's about 80% of my days work to, work with AI.
Okay, got it.
What exactly I do with it, how I build this, when the first, for the first initial time, for example, if I'm creating ad copies, if I'm creating it for the first time, let's say on a GPT or a Claude, I spend hours and hours to get it right and understand what I'm saying and
Oh,
just
that's good.
thing. And once I have the process right, once I see if it's able to see it right, I start spending less time. The next time I'll spend an hour. The third time I'll spend 30 minutes. The other time, till the time I'm sure, I'll slowly and slowly delegate it to the tool. And then I'll sort of draw systems over it. For example, when when somebody is asking me for a request, first it will come to me, I will review, I'll go to an AI will give me an answer and will sort of go it, uh, send it to the person. Once the AI is smart enough to understand how would I react and how would I create ad copies, there's a workflow that whenever I get a message, it goes to AI directly without my
That's
notice.
good.
The ad creatives come in and I just approve if this is right message or not. Or let's say if I want to make some changes, so it becomes much more faster and sort of solves for the job.
That's amazing. All right, cool. Sorry, so moving into the last question. This is one I'm asking everybody because I'm just personally curious. You're doing 100 different things, and you're running companies, and you're the captain of efficiency. I can tell already. What kind of things do you do to avoid burning out, working too many hours, to just stop, relax, and reflect on things?
I think this one is the most important because when you want to do 100 other things, you should. So this is how I divide, right? Your day should be split up into multiple aspects and not just work. If you only
Okay,
have one thing that you do in a day and that is work, whenever work is not well, your whole day is going to be disturbed and you're not going to feel well, right?
it's
If
true.
you have two things, for example, I have work, I have a hobby, then if my work is going bad, my day is 50% bad, not 100% bad. And I can still make up if I do a good job at cooking
It's
or if I
good.
enjoy that, right? Or if I add one more thing. Normally, I follow a rule of three, where you have three things in a day and work is one part of it. Even not in terms of timing, in terms of the things you do in a day. And so that whenever I have a bad day, I still have two more things that give me energy to go back and walk up the next day
That's
and
good.
sort of try again.
You mentioned cooking. What is your favorite go-to? What are you cooking over here?
Uh, My go-to, I think it's more simple. I like to cook omelets. It's very easy, it's very quick, and
That's
something that I like to do. And I try a lot of variations. For example, cutting a bread from between and sort of putting an egg over it and see how it turns out, and a few more variations like that. But yeah, every time I try to do something creative, not just the normal one that you see. And yeah, I think I enjoy testing how it tastes, how it sort of looks like, and yeah, the taste is almost 90% same, but the way of looking at, and if people get interested, because that's also something that I would like to do.
It's funny as you're even A/B testing your omelets, man. It's like you are the master of efficiency. Like everything's efficient for you. I'm gonna A/B test this omelet to make sure I have the best ingredients for my omelets, and I keep messing around with it. That is
Yeah.
amazing. This is a great conversation. I appreciate your time. So we're have you do the outro, talk about your business, and then how can people get a hold of you?
Perfect. So it's been about 5 years. We have been upskilling senior professionals. We have taught about 15 million people in the last 5 years. We have taught people from 170 countries. I've done 0 to 1 multiple times in this journey. And today, that's what I do. We have done this multiple times. I help founders who are going from 0 to 1, who have an idea, who have a small product. They're struggling with building an MVP, getting their first 100 users, and also identifying if their product has a market fit or there's a founder market fit. So answering all of those questions, helping founders within the first 1,000 days of their journey to see if this business can take off and actually become something.
Yeah.
And that's what I come in and do it. That's what I take their hold their hand and do it. I can be best reached out on LinkedIn. I think I'm most approachable there. I'm most active there as well. Just send me a text. I'll be open to have a chat, 15-20 minutes, if you want me to quickly look at your funnels. If you want me to quickly look at your product and any suggestions in terms of that, I'll be happy to do it.
And then your website too, because that website's got tons of courses and tons of information on it as well,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, so on our website, what you would be able to find is upskilling courses across
Okay.
domains. For example, if you want to upskill in product management, in design, in performance marketing, growth hacking, there are about 60 more on the platform, and most of them we were the first ones to launch and sort of work on these. Our motto is how can we help you learn from people whom you want to become like, right? It's slightly complicated. For example, if you want to become a marketer, who's the best person to learn from? A professor from Stanford or someone who is leading marketing at Facebook? We get the head of digital marketing at Facebook to teach you, so that even if you get a decent job, you are better than 95% of people there.
That's awesome.
And your promotion is 6 months and not 2 years after that.
That's wonderful. All right. So be sure you hook up with Om, go to his website, check out the unlimited number of courses he has on there. And then let's take some time to be more efficient. Let's start A/B testing our omelets, and let's start just making ourselves very efficient and very effective. That's the best way to save ourselves time and our energy in our business. So thanks for your help today. We appreciate your time.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It was lovely.